Pete here with the Small Business Resource Center and Small Business Resource Center YouTube channel with a news update. Today is the 23rd of November, and if you're looking for information, today we're going to review the coronavirus stats, vaccine update, stock market, election update, and stimulus packages. If you're looking for news and business tips, this is it. We're the Small Business Resource Center, so do me a favor, because these videos do take a bit of time. Smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and if you're new, consider subscribing. Welcome back if you're a continued subscriber. I just want to update everybody on a quick little stock market thing. If you ever thought about trading stocks, you can get 3 free stocks by clicking the link below. If you're new and you don't want to risk losing money, they actually have an option. Once you create an account, you don't have to put money in. It's called paper trading. Allows you to create an account with no funds in it, and you use kind of like monopoly money to basically trade and see how you're doing. If you are ready and you deposit $100 or more, you get up to 3 free stocks, and they actually give you other offers where you can get up to 60 free stocks. So I just want to put that out there. That'll be the first link in the description. Once again, we're going to review the coronavirus stats, vaccine update, stock market, election, and stimulus packages. So, coronavirus stats. Looks like right now there's 11.9 million cases in the United States, 251,000 deaths, 207 cases per day in the last day, and we have basically 3.61% of the population, according to these stats, that have contracted the coronavirus, and 973 cases in the last day resulted in death. And when you're looking at that stat, that's 0.08% chance of death if you have the coronavirus. So I just want to put that out there. Despite what's happening, there's actually lockdowns and a lot of things that we're going to talk about. So Joe Biden basically backpedaled on what he said during the election, which is a good thing. During the election, he actually stated, from my recollection in the videos I saw, that he was going to lock down the economy, mandate masks, and quarantine everyone. Now he said he is not going to do that, which is good. 12 million Americans are at risk of losing unemployment benefits at the end of December 31st. That's a very important stat because of the simple fact that the pandemic unemployment assistance is expired and has not been renewed. So when you're looking at this information, has not been renewed primarily by the Democrats, and I know I try not to get political, but people who get upset when I mention political parties, especially if it's theirs and it's not favorable, the problem is they actually have not been approving standalone bills to get people the money they need. They only want to approve one big bill with a lot of things the Republicans are not in favor to. So my concern is when they're saying they're trying to help people, but they will not approve bills that will help people. In my opinion, this problem goes beyond just the Democrat-Republican thing not approving bills. There's also the way a lot of these things were done, because the Paycheck Protection Program, the EDIL, as well as the EDIL grant not being done properly. So I will have a link in the description for a petition for the EDIL grant. There'll be 2 to try to get everybody the EDIL grant who has a legitimate business. So I'm not in favor from the discussion of some people say everyone should apply, because everyone should not apply. If you have a legitimate business, self-employment, entrepreneurship, yes, you should apply if you were affected, and only affected, because I've heard news of people getting approved for funding and their business did not shut down or they did not have problems. Keep in mind that's illegal. I don't know how you get approved, because a lot of legitimate businesses that I've talked to apply and do not get approved. When we're talking about the mismanagement of funds, this is what I'm talking about. There's about over $500 billion in funds that have not been used. There's hundreds of billions in unused PPP money. And I think that would change if for the simple fact that that program was discussed more. And they did end the program in August, and it had not been renewed, even though they said that they are going to renew it. And those funds were also capped at $100,000, which for some small business owners was not enough. And that's the reason why I created my petition, because $100,000, if you're a small business owner, can be way less than your income. And that's not your net. They're counting your gross. So there's a big problem when you're a business owner and they're only allowing $100,000 versus you might have $500,000 income, but your profit's only $50,000. And that does happen with lots of business owners when you're doing that. There's also $130 billion, there's also $450 billion unspent money with the Federal Reserve. Now, here's one thing that really upsets me is because the Federal Reserve has $450 billion in unspent funds. So when you're looking at those unspent funds they were given, there's actually a lot of things that can be done with that. But right now the Federal Reserve has it. Steve Mnuchin asked the Federal Reserve for the money back so it can be reissued. With Congress, they can actually reissue the money to other people, other programs that need it. That could be unemployment. That could be EDIL. I don't know what other programs they have in mind because the article didn't state. But yes, it can be reissued to where it's needed. Jerome Powell with the Fed said he didn't think it was a good idea, despite the fact they didn't use it. He wants to hold the money, and maybe they're going to need it later. But if they do need it, they could actually set up another round of stimulus like they were planning and issue more money. Kevin McCarthy said the only problem with reaching a stimulus agreement is Nancy Pelosi. She basically is not doing it. And from the research I found, that seems to be the case. It seems like the Democrats are not approving standalone bills. They only want one large big bill, and the Republicans actually are not in favor of putting all this extra money towards things that the Democrats want, that really, in the opinion of the Republicans, are not directly related to helping businesses and the people. And that seems to be the big problem here. Both parties agreed that even though they're working on the federal funding bill, they will not combine the stimulus bill and the federal funding bill. If they tried to do that, it probably is not going to happen. And they both realize that. So that's good. And now we're looking at stay-at-home orders and states affected by the coronavirus. I'm sure there's more than this, but this is what I found. Ohio, New Mexico, California, they all have stay-at-home orders. More states and counties like California with Governor Gavin Newsom, they have 41 out of 51 counties in a purple status with lockdown / quarantines, and they're limiting things drastically. In Chicago, they also went on a 30-day lockdown, and they were only allowing outdoor dining. Keep in mind, Chicago, they basically, you're freezing in Chicago right now if you're outside. But that's what their law is. On the election, Georgia certified Biden as the winner after their recount. So just want to put it out there. Biden right now is planning everything he needs to be inaugurated in January because he feels that he's the clear winner. Trump's legal team in Pennsylvania are appealing the mail-in ballot dates because they started accepting mail-in ballots after the fact of the election was over. And they're also trying to correct recount issues and curing issues because they're stating in a lot of Democrat areas they were actually fixing mail-in ballots, or they were contacting people who sent in mail-in ballots early, telling them they filled them out wrong and having them fix them. And according to the regulations that I've seen online, it's actually illegal for them to modify any ballots or get people to correct them. If a ballot was done incorrectly, it's supposed to be disqualified, not counted at all. So that's basically what I found. Not sure. Obviously, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just going by articles that I've seen. So no matter who becomes president, both Republicans and Democrats have been working on a stimulus. They both stated that once stimulus is agreed, the stimulus checks would be coming out quickly, and they will extend pandemic unemployment assistance as well as unemployment. Chuck Schumer, he asked for the Democrats to start working on the stimulus package, but they've been working on it since January, and still we don't have anything that's been passed yet. Now to Operation Warp Speed and the vaccine. Operation Warp Speed said within 24 hours of an approved vaccine, they can start distributing them. That was in a 60-minute video, and they basically are working with companies like FedEx so they can overnight these vaccines quickly. They already have stuff in storage ready to go. It's just the whole point of the FDA approval. AstraZeneca released information over the weekend that their vaccine is 70% effective. Pfizer's, they're recording a 95% effectiveness with an RNA vaccine. Moderna, 95% effectiveness with their RNA vaccine. And December 10th is the official day where the FDA will actually review all the vaccines. But Pfizer actually feels there's no reason why they can't get an emergency approval today. And in the news on Friday and over the weekend, there are multiple articles saying that Pfizer will be applying for their FDA approval today. That's Monday the 23rd. And if they do get their approval today, they were saying they should get it today or tomorrow, then we would have the vaccine coming out very quickly. Pfizer also is expected to get emergency use authorization in the United Kingdom this week. They said by Friday they expect to apply and be approved. Because of this, I've of course been bullish on Pfizer as a stock, as well as NBiome, which is their partner company. And I think they would be the clear winners, with Moderna being the second. And I did tell people in the video, as far as stocks, I know Pfizer's a bigger company, but they have the ability to produce and sell 3 times as much this year than Moderna, because Moderna is a small company, and Moderna was being bullish and saying we could do maybe 500 million doses, and Pfizer's just like, we can do 1.3 billion for sure. So you're looking at a big difference there. You can't fill orders that you can't produce for, and that's why I think Pfizer is going to be the big winner in this whole picture. I also wanted to update Tesla stock, because it's another stock that I've been bullish in. And if there's any stocks that you're interested in, feel free to comment below. And I'd be happy to look at them, just give you my opinion. Because keep in mind, this is my opinion, and it's for entertainment purposes only. But Tesla is a great company. They announced so many new things. They announced a better battery, a new battery factory, 30% longer range in the newer vehicles. They announced a new sports car, and basically with all these innovations, their price is going to be dropping too soon. So with all these innovations, they have just announced that they will be included in the S&P 500. So on December 21st, what that basically means is once they're included in the S&P 500, larger banks and index funds will now start to invest in Tesla stock. And when those companies, because they're required to, but now that they're investing in them and pitching it, the value more than likely will go up. Keep in mind, this is not a guarantee. But Tesla stock was at the low 400s and has shot up to 523 just in the past couple days because of this news. So it's tough to say if the rally's going to continue, and the main reason is what happened before. When in my opinion, great news came out, they actually dipped, and a lot of people are just all dumping their stock. So who knows what can happen in the short term, but it's a great company regardless. They got Starlink, they got all these things going on. So who knows? This is not advice, by the way, to buy or sell any security or stock. It's for entertainment purposes only. But if you have any questions about business, stock investment advice, stimulus related, or news, feel free to comment below. I'll see what I can do to answer those questions. And if you're interested in learning how to trade, or you are a trader and you're looking for another great new stock app because you were in Robinhood and money got stolen, click the link below, get 3 free stocks with a new account and the option to get more. It's Pete with the Small Business Resource Center. Have a great day and happy Monday.